but he wanted to be an instrument for Christ so that others will follow the faith. Sometimes we can get discouraged when we do not see the fruits of our labor, but trust that your work is really touching the lives of others in so many ways. What is up, familia? We are moving forward into a new month, and what does this month have in store for us? It seems like this year has been moving very fast, but it also seems like it's been a long year thus far. So anyways, stay tuned for today's video. If this is your first time here on the channel, welcome. My name is Edwin, and this is Earthly Links, where we talk about topics on faith. Make sure you stop by, check out the channel, and subscribe. Hit the like button also. Let's get started. Today's gospel inspiration comes to us from the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and steadfast. Have no fear or dread of them, for it is the Lord your God who marches with you. He will never fail you or forsake you. I will speak on these days in a future video, and this will be more of my take on feast days and what they offer us as faithful laity. This month we will be celebrating the following feast days, which I will go ahead and list here. Saint Teresa of Child Jesus, Guardian Angels, Saint Francis of Assisi, Saint Faustina Kowalska, Saint Bruno, Our Lady of the Rosary, Saint Callistus I, Saint Teresa of Jesus, Saint Hedwig, Saint Margaret Mary Alacoque, Saint Ignatius of Antioch, Saint Isaac Jogues, Saint John de Brebeuf and his companions, Saint Paul of the Cross, Saint John Paul II, Saint John of Capistrano, Saint Anthony Claret, Saint Simon and Jude, and many others. I'm looking forward to the feast day of Our Lady of the Rosary because this year I started praying the Rosary more times than in the past years. And yes, while some of you might roll your eyes at me, say, what? I will say that it is something that I do wish I started doing several years ago. There's so much here that we will also table regarding the discussion for the Rosary. But for now, here's a question for everybody who has prayed the Rosary or owns at least one Rosary. What is the color of the Rosary you own? Leave your answer in the comment sections down below. This month is dedicated to the Holy Rosary. Like I said, it is an amazing opportunity for us to go ahead and pray the Rosary. Now, this is just a thought, but do you think that I should pray the Rosary on IG Live for the entirety of this month? Based on the responses, I will either go ahead with it or I will, well, anyways, we'll consider it based on the responses. Oh, and by the way, we are still in the season of ordinary time. I've actually spoken a bit on the life of this great saint of the church, and I'm going to link in the description down below the video where you can check that out. So this year, the Sunday liturgy will supersede the feast day of St. Francis. That means the liturgy celebrated on the day will be focused on the liturgy corresponding Sunday. It's a good opportunity to talk about the influence St. Francis has left on the church. You see, my story of the Franciscans goes back several years to my younger self. The brown habit was a symbol of the monks, and I recall years ago an experience that I had with them, but I'll talk about that at a different time. I think it's important to reiterate the importance of putting in the work wherever you may be in your spiritual life. And this happens to me also because I believe that I need to do something tremendous, something humongous to actually make a difference in the world. Some of the following people may have possibly known the saint in person, St. Francis, while many might have actually never interacted with him. People like St. Clare of Assisi and St. Anthony of Padua actually dealt with St. Francis himself, and they were deeply inspired by his vocation, and there were others that were deeply inspired by their action, your boy included. But then you have the list of people who have been inspired by St. Francis but never met him, like St. Lawrence of Brindisi, St. Bonaventure, St. John of Capistrano, St. Roche, St. Thomas More, St. Joseph of Cupertino, and St. Marianne Cope. And not to mention the multitude of people who have been touched by the life of St. Francis. You see, I'm not saying just follow St. Francis, but more to the point, St. Francis wanted people to follow Jesus, but he wanted to be an instrument for Christ so that others will follow the faith. Sometimes we can get discouraged when we do not see the fruits of our labor, but trust that your work is really touching the lives of others in so many ways, even in some ways that you might have never imagined. Make sure you offer that up to God and allow him to work through you and with you, because at the end of the day, this is all we can do. And don't be too hard on yourself. I mean, just imagine if St. Francis had stopped to think about if his efforts would have mattered. Would he still have the same influence in the world today? I'm just saying. Last week, I got a chance to ask a question regarding working out, and here it is. When is it the best time for you to work out? Here are some of your responses. Person said very early in the morning. Another person said anywhere between 4 and 6. Very particular, but I like that. One said definitely at night. Another person was very simple. Afternoon. We have another one that also said morning, but not too early. Someone says depends. There is a time for both in my life sometimes. And then another one says I love working out in the morning. It energizes me and pumps me up. Now, obviously, I don't have all the answers to how to properly work out because I'm far from being the perfect example of a physically fit person. That's not me. I kind of gained a couple of pounds over the few months I haven't gone to the gym. Besides the point, my point is just be consistent with your workout. But more to the point also, make sure you are working out your spiritual life. That is super important. I mean, I can't tell you this in person. Well, I'm telling you over the video. The same effort that you give to working out, make sure you give the same effort to your spiritual life. I mean, I gotta get to losing my belly, so. Thank you all for responding, and make sure you continue working out so that you are healthy, but also work out your spiritual life. That's super important. Question of the week: how do you study the Bible beyond just reading it? Let me know in the comment sections down below. Check out my good brother at Libertas Alive. The link for the website and his IG page are in the description down below. Make sure y'all go and support. Remember this point: a strong prayer life helps build our faith, so continue praying. Stay blessed. God bless. Familia, thank you again. Your continued support is greatly appreciated, and I see everybody who leaves their comments. I really appreciate that. Check out these other videos here on the channel, and make sure you hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with all the new content. Make sure you stay safe, and I will see you all in the next video.